Hey loves, welcome back again to another video. So today's video is the sewing of these beautiful dresses, as you can see on the screen. So if this sounds like what you're interested to learn, don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video. Let's get into it, guys. Welcome back again, soulmate. So guys, these are the materials I'm going to be using for this tutorial. Okay, so here with me is my bias, my thread, and this is the lining I'm going to be using. I didn't get the actual color of the main fabric. Okay, so go ahead and use the same color. So this is the satin material and this is my organdy. So let's go ahead and get into the drafting part. So before we go into the drafting part, guys, so we are going to solve a little mathematics here. So the gown length of this person is 36 and the half length is 14 inches. Okay, so I'm going to subtract 14 from 36 inches. Then I got 22 inches. Okay, so 22 inches now is going to be the skirt length. So I'm going to write it there, the skirt length. Now I also wrote 7 inches, which is going to be the ruffle length. Okay, so you are going to say 22 inches minus 7 inches. When I did it, I got 15 inches. So 15 inches is going to be the straight skirt. So the straight skirt is going to be 15 inches. So let's go ahead and cut it out. So go ahead and fold your fabric into two, like you see me doing like this. So after folding into two, I'm going to still fold it again, making 4 times. Okay, so I'm cutting the front and the back piece together. So to get the width of the fabric, you are going to fold in. You are going to use your hip measurement divided by 4 plus your stitching allowance. Okay, so you can also see that I left 1.5 inches for the zip allowance. So on the waistline, go ahead and divide your waist measurement by 4. Then I'm going to add my stitching allowance right there. Okay, so I'm going to just mark out the starting line. So from that waistline, I'm going to come down by 7 inches. So this is going to serve as the hip line because the person is not that tall. So to get the straight skirt length, according to our calculation, we got 15 inches. So I'm going to add 1 inch for stitching allowance at the top and also at the bottom, making 16 inches. Okay, so I'm going to just mark the skirt length of 16 inches like this. So remember, this is the straight skirt part. Okay, but something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this. Go ahead and divide my hip measurement by 4. So then I'm going to add my stitching allowance. Okay, like this. So go ahead and add your allowance there. So whatsoever you have there at the hip, you are going to subtract 1 inch from it. So I got 10.5. Then I'm going to subtract 1 inch. Then I'm going to mark it on the skirt hem like this. So 9.5 inches at the skirt hem to give me like a pencil skirt. Okay, but I don't want it too pencil, so that is why I have to subtract just 1 inch. So if you want it to be too pencil, so you are going to just subtract 1.5 inches. Then you are going to connect the points together to give you the shape you want. Okay, that's what guides me the most. You lies, I'll do what I want. So guys, after cutting it out, this is what it's looking like. This is the front and this is the back piece. Okay, so now we are going to cut out the upper part. So go ahead and fold your fabric again into 2. So remember, the zip allowance is 1.5 inches. So that is what I'm trying to cross check. Okay, for the zip allowance, 1.5 inches is what we added at the zip allowance of the skirt. After doing that, I'm going to roll out the starting line at the top like this. So that starting line is going to serve as the shoulder line. So divide your shoulder by 2. So the person's shoulder is 7 inches. So this is where I'm starting my measurement from the middle of the front piece like that, close to the zip allowance point. Okay, Then come down by ½ inch at the shoulder parts for the shoulder slope, okay? Then from that shoulder slope, go down by 7 inches, which is going to serve as the armhole length. So this is the armhole length and also the chest line. So the half length of this person is 14 inches. Then I'm going to add 2 inches stitching allowance to that, which I'm still going to trim off later, okay? So on the chest line, go ahead and divide the bust of this person by 4. Add your stitching allowance to that. Then I'm going to just connect the armhole length like this and also the armhole curve. So I'm going to just connect the armhole curve like you see me doing like this, okay? After connecting the armhole, the next thing to do is to divide your waist measurement by 4. Add your stitching allowance to that, okay? So then you're going to connect the points together like you see me doing like this, okay? Just connect the points together. Now for the neck width, I'm going to make use of 3 inches for the neck width, okay? Then for the neck depth of the front, this is a V neckline, so I'm going to make use of 6 inches, okay? So go ahead and make use of 6 inches for a smaller person, then 7 inches for an adult, okay? For the back neck depth, I'm going to use 1 inch for the back neck depth, okay? So I'm going to just connect it like this. So after connecting, guys, the next thing I'm going to do now is to connect the shoulder slope. So just go ahead and connect the shoulder slope like this. So the next thing is to just cut this out.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out. But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired by all this shit. Tell me that I can't.
So guys, after cutting it out, this is what the front is looking like, you can see, and this is what the back is also looking like. So let's go ahead and cut out lining for these pieces. This is the front. I'm going to come down by ½ inch for the front piece because the front waistline is not always straight, so I'm going to just curve it like this, okay? So then you're going to just cut it out.
But something deep inside won't let me quit. I swear that I'm inspired.
So guys, after cutting it out, the next thing I'm going to do is to cut out the ruffle part. So I'm going to make use of a straight ruffle, not a flare, okay? So this is an organdy fabric. So remember the length is 7 inches, but I'm going to make this unfold. So the length I have here now is 15 inches, okay? So I'm going to just fold it into 2, making 7.5. So I'm going to go ahead and make my gathers, okay? Go ahead and gather it up with your machine, or you're going to use your needle and thread. So for me, I used my needle and thread, okay? So just cut out long pieces as much as you can for the ruffle part to come out well. So coming to the front now, I'm going to cut out this V neckline at this part, okay? So when you are doing this, just pin it up. You can see the way I'm struggling to cut it. Go ahead and pin it together. So after cutting, guys, I've gone ahead to cut out the lining, and this is what we have. So let's keep the back aside and work on the front. So for the front, guys, I'm going to just open it up and place my lining like this, okay? Stitch up the neckline, and I'm also going to stitch up the both sides. So after doing that, guys, I'm also going to place the lining for the back like this, stitch up the neckline and the sides and the zip allowance area. So for the skirt also, I'm going to stitch it up with the lining, okay? So I'm going to also do the same thing for the front. Place the lining like this, okay? Just stitch the sides, then the top and the bottom should be left open. So guys, after stitching it up and I've turned it to the right side, I'm going to just top stitch on the bottom and the top, okay? So guys, I've gone ahead to stitch it and I've ironed it down, and I've also stitched up my darts for the front and the back. So the next thing is to place the front and the back right side facing, and I'm going to stitch up the shoulder, okay? So guys, after stitching up the shoulder, this is what I have. So the next thing now is to get the length of this top, the half length, which is 14. So I'm going to add half inch to that, making 14.5. So I'm going to cut out 14.5 for the half length because I'm going to be adding the skirt part to this top. Okay, so then go ahead and cut it out. So guys, after cutting it, this is what we have now. So we are going to trim off the back to take away any zip bulge at that part. So I'm going to turn this to the wrong side like we normally do in this channel. Okay, so after turning it, guys, I'm going to place it this way. So make sure the seams, the side seams are matching up together. Then this is the zip area. So for the zip area, I'm going to go up by 1 inch at that zip area like this, you can see. Then after going up by 1 inch, I'm going to just make like a slant line from the side to the zip area. Then I'm going to just cut this out. So after cutting it out, guys, this is what we are having. And I noticed there are some parts I didn't cut out, so I'm going to just trim that off. Okay, so this is it. This is what we are having now. You can see that the back now is shorter than that of the front. So it's time to place the skirts on the top part. Okay, so I'm going to open up the side a little like so. Then I'm going to place the front skirt on the front piece of the top like this. Okay, so make sure you get the midpoint of the skirts. So I'm going to just get the midpoint of the skirts. Okay, so after notching the midpoint, I'm going to just place midpoint to midpoint. Then I'm going to take it to my sewing machine and I'm going to stitch it down. Then coming to the back also, I will do the same thing. Get the back piece of the skirt, join it together, stitch it down. So don't forget to add your dart at the back of the skirt. Okay, so guys, after stitching it up and I've gone ahead to iron it down, this is what we have. You can see that I did not add that at the front skirt. Okay, this is how it should be. Then this is the back piece. Okay, so guys, this is the ruffle. I've gone ahead to gather it up. This is what it's looking like now. So it's time to attach it now to the skirt part, that is the gown. Okay, get the midpoint of the front part and the midpoint of the ruffle, join it together and stitch it up towards the back area. Okay, so guys, I've gone ahead to stitch it all. This is what we are having. You can see how the ruffle is looking, and this is the front. This is it. This is what we are having at the front. This is what we are having at the back. So guys, you can see I've also gone ahead to attach the zipper. So it's time for us to trim off the armhole area so that we can attach the sleeve. Okay, so for the sleeve now is by choice. Go ahead and trim off the armhole part like we normally do in this channel. Okay, then after that, add any sleeve of your choice. Okay, so guys, after adding the sleeve, this is what we have. So I made a puffy sleeve, a short puffy sleeve for my clients, and this is what the gown is looking like. Okay, very simple, very clean, and very beautiful. So guys, I hope you learned 1 or 2 things from this video, and I'm going to just pack it up because I'm going to deliver it today to her. So guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video, and also remember to turn on your notification bell so that whenever I post a new video, you'll be the first to be notified. So thank you so much. Always try and support this channel. Okay, bye for now.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail so